Dang me, that's good. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. I would be Sandy. Do you want to see my new manicure? This was a gift for me from my niece, who is 7, my great niece. She did my nails. They were all each one a different color, but somehow they kind of started peeling off. I don't know how that happens, but pretty amazing, isn't it? But look, no rings. I did not have a good ring weekend. Yeah. See, I only wear rings made by my daughter's company, Agapantha, and they're gorgeous, but they're delicate. I am not a delicate person, and I think she's getting a little tired of me bringing back broken things and saying, "I broke this, I broke that, I broke that." So this ring that I just love broke. So I need to get a new one when I go back to LA next week. But these, I think I told you what happened. I got my finger caught in the closet door and it slammed and squeezed my fingers, my with the rings on my fingers. So my it's almost okay now. See, like it's almost normal. But the rings were all squished closed, so she has to fix them for me. So we're back in the desert. Was an amazing, amazing birthday weekend. Birth weekend. Still my birth week. I mean, I'm still kind of celebrating, and there's a few friends here that I haven't seen yet for my birthday. So we're gonna go out and have lunch or have dinner, or do, like birthday things. So we keep stretching it out. I love, love, love my birthday. Yeah, I do. The dogs are fighting under my desk. Can you hear them? I didn't sleep well last night at all. I think it's because I didn't take my allergy pill. Is that possible? I don't know. Yeah, so the weekend was great. I posted some pictures on my Facebook page so you could see some of the things I did. We went to the Getty. That was awesome. Um, what else? What else? Yesterday, what did we do? We woke up. Oh, the whole hour. Yeah. So for those of you who looked for me at 6 o'clock yesterday, I am so sorry. First of all, we stayed up late celebrating my birthday. I had a little wine, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is that 1 hour kind of threw me off. Yeah. So I needed like another hour. So we didn't do morning coffee till 7 o'clock yesterday. I know. I was late. But I did get to walk down to my favorite coffee place. The coffee sucked yesterday. I think I shared that already with you, though, yesterday. After I saw you yesterday, went to my niece's house and my great niece and my nephew for bagel brunch, a birthday bagel brunch. It was so cute. My little niecelet, I call her Schmella. Her name is Ella. Schmella made me this like big banner and it said happy birthday on the window. And we all had hats and blowers and candles in my bagel with lox and cream cheese. Ugh, it was perfect. Coming home, there was an accident. I was so glad to be with my sweetheart. I can't tell you because we managed to just talk and stay busy while we sat in the car for almost, I'm going to say close to 40 minutes because of a bad, I guess, accident in the uh coming through the mountains there, coming through the pass. Yeah. We saw one of the vehicles as we came out of this horrible mess of traffic, and it was, like a pickup truck or something, or at least it had been a pickup truck, burnt to a crisp. So it's possible that everybody got out and it just was a one-car thing that blew up. I don't know. We did see bad smoke in the air as we were going in that direction. I don't know. Um, oh, yeah, I sent party hats and blowers to everyone, Stephen. I can't understand why you didn't get yours yet. I hope you get it today. Okay, today is National Ample Time Day. Yeah. Oh, wait, can I finish telling you about yesterday, though? Sitting in traffic was hilarious. I mean, hilarious watching the other cars and what was going on in the other cars. There were people behind us. They weren't just making out. They were like, I think they might have been doing it in the car behind us. I don't know. It was like I had to like turn my mirror. I couldn't even look anymore. I was getting very uncomfortable. But the funniest thing was, so we're coming through this canyon, right? And they're working on the roads anyway. So there's construction on the side where they're building new roads, and they had up on this hill, they had a porta potty. And so we were laughing and saying, gee, it's too bad we don't have to go because we have plenty of time. We could just go use the porta potty. Next thing we know, this guy gets out of a car about, I don't know, 10, 12 cars in front of us, gets out of his car, starts walking across the freeway. Nobody's moving, so it didn't matter. Walking across the freeway and then walking across this empty, where they're building. We think he's walking to the porta potty because it's not that far up the hill, right? No, this guy, this guy walks to a big dumpster, and I guess he thought he was standing behind the dumpster and pees right there with everybody watching him. We could not stop laughing. I'm sorry. We were having so much fun watching the people all around us. It it was like going to a party with a whole lot of drunks. Anyway, yeah. So that was our trip home. It took like 3.5 or 4 hours to get home. By the time we got home, we didn't even care. We did not even care, except that we didn't have a whole lot of treats left in the car to eat. Yeah. But we ate everything that there was to eat, so it was okay. Yeah. So it is, as I started to say, National Ample Time Day. That means today is a day. Make sure you have time for everything that's on your list. That's all. Like, plan carefully, use your time wisely, and you will have ample time to get everything done that you need to get done. Start with a list and figure out how much time you need. Maybe even decide what order you're going to do it in, because maybe doing one thing will help prepare you for the next thing. Who knows? There are a lot of things happening today. It is also a Bet and Aid Punsters Day. That's easy for me to say, right? So puns are considered to be the lowest form of humor. I personally love a good pun. I mean, I just do. So today is the day that you laugh at puns. You can make up your own, but you laugh at them as if they're really funny, even if you're not sure that they are or you think that they're not. Today we encourage puns. So make up your own, use some that you love. Be punny. Have a punny day. It's also Fill Your Stapler Day. Now, this is important, right? This is like right up there with check to make sure that there's nothing blocking your heater from working. Okay, all jokes aside, it's the beginning of winter. For those of you who have cold weather coming, and who was it yesterday who posted that they had their first snow already? Yeah, we still have like 85, 90 degrees, but you have snow. You should be checking to make sure that your heater is working properly. And in almost every case, the gas company will come out and check it for you. Why do I say this? I say it because many years ago, the gas heater in my house, when I was a single mom with 2 little munchkins, it malfunctioned during the night. And they call that sleeping death. You're not supposed to wake up from that. And I think that's one of the reasons that my kids and I are so incredibly positive, because we did not die. We lived to tell the story. Yeah. Yeah, we had to go to the hospital and, I mean, it was scary. I'm not going to lie, but we lived. Check your heater. Make sure it's working. You haven't used it in a while. It might need some cleaning. There might be dust in there. Who knows? Check your heater, please. Yeah. Okay. Oh, a gas heater is called a furnace? I don't know if we called it a furnace. I think we just called it a heater. I don't know. Maybe it's because we live in California and we call it something different. I don't know. Check your furnace, whatever. Just make sure it's like a wall thing. That's what I'm talking about. It's a like it comes check it. Okay? Just be safe. It's also International Tongue Twister Day. I remember I told you that I got kicked out of dancing school because I couldn't follow directions and I wasn't paying attention to the teacher. And I kept looking in the mirror instead of at the teacher. So they kicked me out. And my parents still wanted me to do something creative because I was such a crazy little kid. So they put me in dramatic school. And there, to practice how we speak, and obviously it worked because I have very good diction, they had us practice all these things like Betty Botter bought some butter, but said she, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my bitter batter better. Got it? Try it. I wrote some down for you to try too. And you have to say them fast. Like if otherwise I'm going to say them slowly so you can write them down or something. 6 sleek swans swam swiftly southwards. What was the one that we all said when we were kids? She sells seashells at the seashore. But you have to say it really fast. 33 thirsty thundering thoroughbreds thumped Mr. Thurber on Thursday. And we had some stuff that weren't really tongue twisters, but we had to practice them. And this was, I think, maybe later, like in high school drama. The devil damn thee black, thy cream-faced loon, where gotst thou thy goose look? Why runs thy sword so red with blood, Edward, Edward? Yeah, there's just things you got to say. Oh, today is National Parents as Teachers Day. Whew. This holiday's been around for a while, but we haven't been parent teachers for that long. So those of you who are homeschooling your kids, especially during COVID, boy, do I salute you. Yeah. What do you do when you want to send your kid to the principal's office? How do you send the teacher to the principal's office? See what I'm wearing? It looks just like a plain old tie-dye t-shirt. It isn't. It's this amazingly I'm wearing my PJs. Yeah, I am. I couldn't take them off because I had to show them to you. It's this giant, I have no idea what this material is. It is the softest material I've ever had on my body. And I'm loving it so much. I can't even believe it. My daughter gave it to me for my birthday. My grandson wants it. He's not getting it. It's mine. Get your own. Yeah. Okay, what else? It's National Walk to Work Day, which for people like me is really easy because I go from the bedroom through the kitchen, the music room, my little work area, down the hallway, and into my studio. I walk to work every day. How about you? Good exercise, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Happy birthday to Margaret Mitchell. Gone with the Wind. Didn't we talk about that the other day? Yeah, we did. I said it was the longest, most depressing movie I know, but everybody should see it at least once. But she wrote a great book. She did. And she also wrote like a sequel kind of thing to it, or maybe it was a prequel, because I sort of remember it taking place not in the United States, but like in Scotland, maybe, or something. England? I don't know, but it was really good. Margaret Mitchell. Read it. Edmund Halley, Halley's Comet. He's the first guy who figured out when a comet was going to come back, so they named it after him. He was a famous astronomer, Halley. Yeah. Bram Stoker. We're like on an author kick. What did Bram Stoker write? Come on, I know you know. Bram Stoker wrote dun 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 dun. Dracula. Yeah, he wrote Dracula. Christian Bernard. Yeah, sorry, Stephen. Time was up. You missed it. Yeah. Sorry, you don't get the points. I'm glad you got it, but it just took too long. Christian Bernard, the first human heart transplant. Yeah. The first one lasted 18 days, but now it's like all the time, right? I remember my dad had open heart surgery when it was still very new. Yeah, that was a scary situation. I went to see him right before his surgery, and I took him a book called Your First Visit to the Hospital. It was a golden book. I took him a stack of play money about this big because I knew it was a very expensive surgery. And I got him, if you saw the movie Memories of Me, there's a scene where Billy Crystal says to his father, who's just been to the doctor, "What did the doctor say?" And his father says, "Don't buy green bananas." So that was always kind of a joke in our family. So we stopped at a Mexican market and we bought plantains because they come in great big bunches. And we brought in this huge bunch of green bananas because we told him it was okay to have green bananas because he was going to make it. But the worst thing I did was I took a red lipstick and I put a dotted line down the middle of his chest with an arrow that said "cut here," not realizing that he'd already been cleaned and prepped for surgery. Oops. Boy, were they mad at me. Yeah, but he lived lots of years after that. Lots and lots of years after that. Thank goodness for doctors and scientists and surgeons and all these medical miracles they come up with. Morley Safer, 60 Minutes, TV journalist. I know, you know. We watched 60 Minutes the other day and we had a little moment of missing Morley, come on, help me out here. Uh-oh, I just went blank. Come on, we talked about him the other day. The guy Andy Rooney. Thank you. Oh, that was me. Thank me. Andy Rooney, who always, you know, did his like little thing at the end there, who built the desk that he sat behind, right? And he always seemed so grumpy, but he wasn't really, and he told us really good stuff. Have you ever wondered? Yeah, that was him. Oh, it's still Dracula? No, it wasn't Dracula. It was Andy Rooney. Silly. All right. My favorite birthday today. My very favorite number one female singer. Love her. Love her. Bonnie Raitt. I love Bonnie Raitt. I can't help it. So if you saw Carousel, the movie Carousel, or the movie Oklahoma, the lead in both of those movies was a very, very handsome, talented man who I had a crush on as a kid. His name was John Raitt. That was Bonnie's daddy. Yes. And I was at a concert in Cerritos, California, of all places. To go, every time Bonnie comes near me, I go see her. I just love Bonnie. I feel about Bonnie the way I feel about James Taylor and Jackson Brown. It's just like, anyway. Oh, hi. Oh, look, Indy's got one too. He's got a unicorn. My unicorn seems to have fallen off. Oh, no, wait. I think maybe I have a unicorn too.
Mine's pink and purple.
His is pink and purple. Mine looks like a bruise. Wait, yeah, we both got decorated yesterday. It was awesome. What was I telling you? Oh, Bonnie Raitt. Her dad was a surprise guest when I went to see her in Cerritos. And on stage, he died very shortly afterwards, not from being there, but what an opportunity to hear the two of them do duets. Ugh, I'm telling you, I get goosebumps now thinking about it. It was just amazing. So my favorite song, I know everybody likes Angel from Montgomery, but I like it, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Something to Talk About. Let's give them something to talk about. Yeah, I love that song. I do. I can't help it. I love that song. I Can't Make You Love Me. Ugh. It's a tearjerker. Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Now, there's another pretty famous singer whose birthday is today, but she's from a different time. That would be, she was born when, wait, let me check. Oh, she was born in 1927. She's almost as old as Fritzy. That'd be Patty Page. Yeah. She's the one who did How Much Is That Doggie in the Window? The one with the waggly tail. No, I don't have the rights to that song, but it's so old I can't believe anyone still has the rights to that song. She also did the Tennessee Waltz. Okay, she wasn't my favorite singer, but come on. Didn't you love How Much Is That Doggie in the Window? And I have some trivia about her. When she was recording one of those two songs, I can't remember which one, there was a strike, a singer's strike or a musician's strike or something. So she was the first person to overdub herself. Instead of having background singers, she cut more than one track. So she was the only person doing the song, but it sounded like a whole bunch of people. She was the first one to do that officially on a record. Donnie, my daughter, the one who does my jewelry, she was a singer-songwriter. I thought she was great. She just didn't love it as much as her jewelry, I guess. Anyway, I remember when she played her first album for us. I remember it like it was yesterday. She got the first copy back in the mail. I don't know what you call it when you first cut a record and you get the first copy just to make sure everything's okay. My husband, my son, my daughter, and I were all sitting outside in the car. It was freezing cold outside, and she was so excited. We put the CD in the player, and we sat in the car screaming and yelling and singing along. And I said, I didn't know you had backup singers. And she said, I don't. That's me doing harmony with me. It was really cool. Just like Patty Page. Happy birthday, Darla Hood. Darla from the Little Rascals. Yeah, she's kind of stuck up little prissy thing, but you had to like her. And besides, wasn't she like the only girl in the whole thing? This is the day that Ronald Reagan was elected governor of California. Yeah. And we all thought, are you kidding me right now? Ronald Reagan is an actor. He acts with monkeys. He was like, I guess he was a regent at UCLA before he was governor, I think. Anyway, he turned out to be a really good governor. Turned my father from a Democrat to a Republican when he ran for president. Ronald Reagan. Ron and Nancy, you brought us some good times. I don't know. Not so bad. 1910, on this day, the bug zapper. The bug zapper was invented. Yeah. I didn't remember that he was Borax laundry detergent. He was the spokesperson, really? I didn't remember that. Thank you. Okay, this is the anniversary of the death, and a lot of people take this like really seriously. I mean, I'm sorry he died, but whoa. Alex Trebek died in 2020 on this day. And there has been like bigger than the prince trying to find Cinderella and making everyone try on a shoe. They've been trying everyone on the planet to see who would replace Alex Trebek as the host of Jeopardy. Now, in this house, Indy loves Jeopardy, so he watches Jeopardy. I don't know. When it's on, I kind of tend to go in the other room. Sometimes I watch it, but not very often. But I was interested because every week they had a different person like auditioning to be the new Alex Trebek. Some of them were so bad. It was embarrassing. And apparently they have chosen the new Alex Trebek. They have a new person who will be the guy, except it's a gal, on Jeopardy. And it's Mayim Bialik, which blew me away. You know who she is, right? Well, you know her if you know her. You know her as, I don't remember her. I can't remember her character's name on, I can't remember the name of the show. Oh my goodness, I need to go back to sleep. the show with it where everybody's really, really smart. That's all I can think of. And she plays a brilliant, brilliant, kind of geeky person. But growing up, she was Blossom. So you might remember her as Blossom. It wasn't from. Thank you. Thank you. The Big Bang Theory, Amy Farrah Fowler. Thank you. Ugh, that was like, whew, totally lost it. I guess because I was thinking ahead, because when she was Blossom, and that was not in my time, that was my daughter's show. She went to summer camp with my daughter and they became friends, right? Now, she was already starring in Blossom, so she was already a big deal, right? And at the end of summer camp, we were going to New York for a visit. And Mayim told my daughter Donnie where she should go to buy really cool jeans. And we tried so hard to explain to Donnie that where she could afford to buy jeans, we couldn't shop. She was an actress in a #1 hit show, making a ton of bucks. Speaking of which, she is being paid, you're going to love this, $450,000 per episode. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously? Seriously? Okay. All right, we need to move on. I can't even think about that one anymore. Do you know who Bill Keane was? He died in 2011 on this day. That's why I'm bringing it up. He's the one who did the cartoon Family Circle. It was always kind of a wholesome but funny little family cartoon that was in all the newspapers. I did not know this about him, but his famous quote was, "Yesterday is past, tomorrow is the future, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present." I did not know that was Bill Keane. I had to look it up again because I thought, oh, they're lying to me. That's not it, but it was. He wrote that. Also in 1978, this is the day that Norman Rockwell left us. What an artist! I mean, seriously, I used to wait for my brother's copy of Boy's Life to show up in the mail so I could see what Norman Rockwell did. His stuff looked like they looked like, okay, I am not a modern art fan. I like art that looks like a painting. I mean, that looks like a photograph. Then why not just take photographs, Sandy? I don't know, because I think it is so amazing that people have the talent to look at something and then to draw it so that it looks like exactly what they're seeing. That to me is, and maybe that's the secret behind modern art. Maybe they have stigmatisms or something, and that's what they actually see. I don't know. Okay, there's this guy named Burt Burns. I used to have a boyfriend named Bruce Burns, and I had a husband named Burt. So the name Burt Burns just kind of fell in place for me. He died when he was only 38 years old, but he wrote some really incredible songs before he died. I never heard of him, but you will have heard of his songs. I Want Candy. I Want Candy. I think it should have been Sandy, but I don't know. But he wrote Twist and Shout. Yeah, everybody thought that the Beatles wrote it when they sang it, but they didn't. That was his song. He also wrote Hang On, Sloopy, Sloopy, Hang On. Burt Burns, only 38 when he died. And speaking of music, you probably never heard of Emil Berliner. Berliner? I don't know which it is. But he's the guy who in 1887 invented the first flat disc phonograph. It was called a gramophone. It had that, big horn. Right. Edison and Alexander Graham Bell did the cylinder things, but it was hard to mass produce those, but the flat ones were easier. When I was a little kid, my grandparents had a gramophone in their living room. They did. And you used to have to wind it up, right? And you could put on these 78s. different kind of records, but you'd put on the 78s and grind it, and it would play music, and it would come out the horn, and you'd put your ear by the. They also had a wood burning stove in there. That was pretty cool too. I know. I'm so old. Isn't that so cool? I can remember I keep getting interviewed. I got interviewed, I think I told you, a couple of weeks ago by one of my little cousins who I call my niece, who's not that young. I mean, she's in graduate school and she needed to interview an older adult about the way it was. I was that old person. That's pretty cool. All right, Tracy, wherever you are, this is for you. Tom Dempsey. Tom Dempsey, on this day in 1970, kicked a 63-yard field goal, which up until then was the farthest anyone had ever kicked a field goal. And I think even since then, it hasn't been much further than that. But this is what's so cool about it. He played for the New Orleans Saints. They won 19-17, by the way. And he did this in the final seconds against the Detroit Lions. That in itself is pretty cool, to kick the longest field goal ever. But he had no toes on his right foot and no fingers on his right hand. He wore a modified shoe that had a flattened and enlarged toe surface. And he was like valuable. I mean, awesome. Look what he did. Isn't that cool? Oh, anybody who wants to see Ronald Reagan as the spokesperson for Bora Team, apparently Stephen is going to post one on his vintage site. That'll be fun. 2008, the number one song was AC/DC, Black Ice. I listened to it. It didn't even sound remotely familiar. And I felt kind of bad, and it made me feel kind of old because apparently it was number one in 29 countries. Black Ice by AC/DC. Never heard of it. Nope. 1960, on this day, John F. Kennedy was elected. I have told you before that he was my hero. I wasn't that old in 1960. How old was I? I was 11. But my brother, who was a couple years older, he and I used to go on the Skokie Swift to downtown Chicago to the Kennedy headquarters, and we would come away with each 2 shopping bags full of Kennedy paraphernalia, go back to Skokie, and then these 2 little kids would go door to door handing out Kennedy things and asking people to vote for Kennedy, 'cause he'll come out on top. Oops, there goes the opposition, kerplop. Yeah, Frank Sinatra did that song. Everyone is voting for Jack, 'cause he's got what all the rest lack. Everyone wants to back Jack. Jack is on the right track, 'cause he's got... Now, I think it's okay to sing that. I mean, I think we Americans have the rights to that one. Anyway, my guy won. I was so excited. I was only 11. I didn't even know how cool he was, except that I had a big crush on him, and I thought Jackie was just beautiful. Okay. Finally, happy birthday in heaven to Herman. Yes, his first name was Herman Rorschach. Rorschach. He's the one who did the inkblot things. I guess he had an art background. And his whole thing was, you would look at these ink blots and you would say what it meant to you. What did you see in it? I mean, we all do that, right? I mean, we look at clouds and say what we see in the clouds. Well, what do you see in the ink blots? And I thought this was so interesting because as human beings, we do that all the time. In the S training, they said, we are meaning-making machines. That's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? Anyway, we make up what things mean all the time. We look at things and we decide if they're good or bad. We look at clouds and we see things in the clouds, right? We look at people and we read their faces to say what kind of a person they might be. Stuff happens and we make it mean something. You trip and it means you shouldn't have been going that direction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Okay, let's move on to the word art. It's getting late. I am always striving. This is the truth. I am always striving to be the good example. Sometimes I end up being the good example of the wrong thing to do. We've all been there, right? Yeah. Don't be there today. Be the good example of the right thing to do. Not like me. But as my parents used to say, do what I say, not what I do. A sip and a smile, and I'll see you on Terrific Tuesday. Have a marvelous Monday. Bye-bye, y'all. Bye-bye.